How close should I be?
The lead in was going to be, the World Am being so successful. Now, there's been some additional
Yeah.
tournaments added.
Yep. And
I'm gonna fight.
There'll be a delay on the video screen, so don't let that bother you.
Oh, I won't even look up there. The last
Okay.
thing I need to see is my face.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Amateur Golf Talk Live. I'm your host, Shan Coughlin, here with a very special guest from Myrtle Beach Golf Holiday, Mr. Chris King. How are you doing?
Wonderful, Shannon. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh, we're excited to have you in. It's their first time in studio, and so we have a lot to talk about. So much going on in the Myrtle Beach golf market and with what Golf Holiday is doing to expand that now. So we're excited to get into it. Let me ask you, the big break was just here, and how's that been? What kind of good fallout has there been from that experience?
Yeah, I think it's been an overwhelmingly positive experience for the area. Looking in Golf Channel, you're talking about a network devoted strictly to people who play the game. And that's our target audience. And for us to get the opportunity to be on there for 11 consecutive weeks and all the residual marketing and branding that goes on around it, I think it's been a wonderful thing for the area, and hopefully you will parlay itself into additional travel and interest here in the market in the coming months and years.
Well, I tell you, it really showed well the resorts that they used, and the players seemed to have a good time, and it was definitely a challenge. And from that, you guys have carried it one step further and are now offering the Big Break Myrtle Beach experience as an additional way for people who became interested to participate. Tell us a little bit about that and how that's going to work.
Yeah, we thought it would be a good idea. It's kind of a unique opportunity to build a trip, a package, an event, around a show that's Golf Channel's most popular original program. So we put together, as you said, the Big Break experience. It's an outing that'll be December 14th through the 16th. It'll include 2 rounds of golf, one at Pauley's Plantation. The other, I believe, will be at the Fazio course at Barefoot Resort. It'll include VIP dinners, and just kind of the opportunity for the people who are not only devotees of the show but of Myrtle Beach golf to get a little bit of a chance to experience that. We're hopeful. We don't have 100% commitments yet, but we're, shall we say, pretty optimistic that maybe we'll get one of the hosts, either Tom Abbott or Paige McKenzie, to be a part of that, and maybe even a few players too. So it'll be about, again, the opportunity to have your own big break Myrtle Beach experience, and then hopefully again the chance to meet some of the people who've helped make the show so popular.
Well, exactly, and even some of the, you said rounds of golf, but some of the same skills challenges are going to be part of that, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the hope, is that we'll be able to replicate some of that stuff and kind of add a little bit of fun.
I think that would be so cool, because then you get to see what they're seeing. Because it's easy to sit at home, right, and go, oh, man, they could have made, that's not that hard.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one thing, though, you see or that you don't necessarily see with the show is that, I mean, hey, look, these guys are under a lot of pressure, and it's, look, it's real golf. You play, you do it. But, I mean, there's a filming process to it, too, that makes it more challenging for the guys out there, the guys in I just don't want to say girls, the ladies who are out there playing. So it's a show that tests not only your skill but your nerve too. And I mean, quite frankly, I think that's why you've seen some of the people who've come from off the show enjoy some success at the highest levels of professional golf. I mean, again, Tommy Gainey's an alum, Matt Every's an alum, Christy McPherson's an alum, Ryan O'Toole. So, look, they get some people that can play, and I believe that was the case again this year too. And, I think you'll have a chance to come here and enjoy your own big break Myrtle Beach experience, and maybe get to meet and play with some of the folks who you'll see on tour here in a year or two.
What a great idea. I just really love that. So we start with Big Break, since that was, just on. I know it actually filmed over the summertime. It was a big hush-hush, but it was kind of hard to hide that big rock out there that said Big Break.
Yeah, well, we are, maybe unlike some of the other places that they've been, we're very much, as you alluded to, a public golf destination, right? I mean, they work very hard and do a wonderful job, protecting the brand, the identity, and what goes on behind that, right? Because they want drama to build throughout the show, and if people find that out, then you lose that. But yeah, I mean, we had to work a little harder with that, so to speak, because again, I mean, Barefoot's one of our most popular facilities. You've got membership, you've got public golfers, and you got the Big Break Myrtle Beach Rock sitting there. So it made it fun.
Great for Myrtle Beach, though, and Golf Holiday does so much. Obviously, it's their focus to bring awareness to this area. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the World Am, Golf Holiday World Am, that took place in August, and from that, y'all have really added, I guess is the best way to say it, more tournament experiences for folks who want to come and maybe couldn't come at that time. And I'm speaking specifically about the fall and now the inaugural Preseason Classic that's going to be in February, but of course, you said the Fall Classic is next week. And what brought these to be, and what was the thought behind them?
Yeah, well, I mean, you had alluded to the World Am. I mean, it's been a wonderfully successful event, and I believe, all bias aside, is really maybe one of the most, or if not the most unique event on the amateur golf calendar, right? I mean, it's a chance for regular golfers to play 72 holes, to compete and grind out and kind of get that experience that a Tour Pro does. And then, at night they have the 19th hole, which, you guys got to experience as well. I mean, it's a celebration of the game, but that's what it's grown into. When the World Am was founded in 1984, it was done so with the idea that it would fill a hole in the Myrtle Beach golf calendar during a week that at that time was extraordinarily slow. It's always played that week before Labor Day when the kids are back in school, and so that it was always real slow. So again, that was the idea behind starting the World Am then, and it's been wonderfully successful. And to be honest with you, with the Fall Classic and the Preseason Classic, it's kind of a similar deal. I mean, the Fall Classic will be next week. It's the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's not a super busy week on the golf calendar, right? People are settling down with their families. For a lot of people up north, they've put away the clubs for the winter. So you know what? We said, hey, look, there's a hole there. There's a soft spot in the calendar. Let's see if we can put something together that may drive people to Myrtle Beach that otherwise wouldn't be here. And I mean, I think preliminary interest has been very good. I mean, we limited it this year to the first 100 teams or 200 people. It's a 72-hole event, different formats each day. And the thing's sold out. I mean, we got a waiting list. I believe it's 20 teams deep.
Nice.
So no. I mean, the response to it has been
and not
been
just
wonderful.
for locals. You said from many countries here, but states, many states around. Or
absolutely. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I mean, it's not a I mean, obviously we welcome local play, but it's not a local event. I mean, we've got 200 people in 30 states represented, and there are people coming from Ontario and British Columbia and Canada too. So, I mean, it's an event that's attracted people from a broad spectrum of the states, regions of the country, and we're really excited about it. And conversely, I think they are too. I mean, that's an event that's going to be played at Caledonia, True Blue, TPC, Grand Dunes, Barefoot. I mean, the golf course lineup for that thing is unbelievable. And, again, we're looking forward to that. And, based on the success we had there, the World Am, we said, let's look at doing something at the beginning of 2015 too. And that was as you had referenced, the genesis to the Preseason Classic, which will be February 2nd through the 4th. And that'll be a 3-day event, 54 holes, but again, featuring, played on 6 different courses, some of the areas too. Best, I mean, Prestwick, Glendornick, True Blue. I mean, these are courses that are going to deliver on the experience, regardless of how you play. If it's early in the year and your swing's not great, well, hey, how bad could things be if you're along the Intercoastal Waterway playing golf?
Exactly. I mean, let's face it, the 1st of February, we're still playing golf here, and a lot of folks will be ready to throw out that snow shovel for a golf club.
That's certainly what we're hoping.
And make it down here. So with the World Am, that alludes to the fact that it is worldwide, and so many different countries were involved, and it was great to see. Yeah, we were down there talking to a bunch of folks and enjoying the festivities. And we, for those of you listening, we'll give you information on how to get information to participate in these events right at the end of the interview. But the world now, and I mean, we've had listeners from 165 different countries tune in to our programming, and so we know that there's a huge international interest in American golf and American golf courses. And I know Golf Holiday has a new push now to take advantage of some of that interest. Y'all must be seeing the same thing?
Yeah, look, I mean, international travel, and particularly people coming to the United States. I mean, I think I just saw a stat the other day that we're the number one destination for international tourists. And, hey, look, a lot of that's general travel, but it also filters down to golf. And, we've got a lot to offer, particularly here in Myrtle Beach. So, look, I mean, it's our responsibility as an organization to try and find golfers who are interested in being here in Myrtle Beach. So, to your point, I mean, we've had the partnership in China the last couple of years where we've worked with Oli Sports to bring people to the World Am, and bring people in on different packages to expose them to the area. And in 2014, we reached out with a European-centric public relations plan for the first time, and we found the response to that's been wonderful. I mean, we've had a very strong lineup of writers that's come over and that's produced editorial that we think is not only paid dividends in the short term, but will the long term as well. And I mean, again, to go back to the World Am, we had a writer in from a publication called Today's Golfer in England. He's already done, I think it was a 6-page spread on his experience over there talking about it. So, we believe this is stuff that we can use to help grow the market, to grow the World Am. I mean, look, we know we're not going to reinvent the wheel with 50,000 people coming from Europe or something a year. But you know what? Look, I mean, growth you've got to look for it anywhere you can find it, particularly in today's golf market. And you know what? We think there's a chance that can happen, particularly in Western Europe.
I tell you, we met so many people who came for the first time and just had a ball at that tournament. So happy to talk about that and get the word out as well. And now with so many opportunities to enjoy Myrtle Beach on a competitive basis, because, let's face it, it's fun to go out on the weekends with your group, right? Your normal group. But when wintertime hits and you're tired of that snow, a golf trip is one thing, but when you get to come and actually play and compete, it just gives it a little added punch. So it's a great idea. Let's give some folks information on how to get information on participating. And so again, next week's event's full, but it will continue on after today. I mean, after next week in the coming year. So that's the Fall Classic. Then the Big Break Experience, is that sold out at this point?
No, it's not. There's still room for that, and you can go to www.myrtlebeach myrtlebeachgolfholiday.com and find information on that. Or, if your memory's a little better than mine, and you can remember the URL, www.myrtlebeachgolfholiday.com/big break experience. That'll take you directly there, but you can get there either way.
All right, and we'll put a link up as well on our site here at the Golf Director. And then in February, this just sounds like an awesome event. There's the Myrtle Beach Golf Holiday launching that inaugural Preseason Classic. So when you're ready to get rid of that snow shovel and pick up the golf clubs again, come on down to Myrtle Beach. That's going to be February 2nd through the 4th. Again, same place. You can get the information same place.
You can get it on the Golf Holiday website, or it's got its own site as well. You can go to myrtlebeachpreseason.com. And again, that's myrtlebeachpreseason.com. Check out the golf course lineup, even the formats of play down there. You had mentioned cold weather and people wanting to put away the shovel, and you know what? That's what we want them to feel like. But you know what? If you think too, hey, well, why do I want to go play an event if if I've not been playing much? Look, there's enough that this thing's going to offer off the course, and even the formats of play in this tournament will be designed to, you're going to be playing with a partner, so you'll have a chance to sort of help each other out along the way. So we think it'll be a wonderful way to for people to kick off their 2015 golf season and start getting into shape for their spring trip to Myrtle Beach.
Absolutely, and I was looking at the events, and the pricing is also fantastic. You guys must have some pull with some folks. That's all I got to say. But $195 per person on that one, and it offers a lot.
Yeah, hey, look, there's no question that like any trip to Myrtle Beach, it returns tremendous value. And look, we're a nonprofit too, so we're not. It's not an event we're running to make money. It's an event that we're running to bring people here. So that's another reason that it's so beneficial to the consumer to go, right? Because to your point, $195 for 3 rounds of golf, a welcome gift. There'll be a reception.
Luncheon,
the luncheon. It is the value of it is unbeatable. And again, those are really good golf courses that people will be playing as well.
Absolutely. So, Chris, I want to thank you so much. But before we go, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. I know you're a player. So do you have a favorite course down here you want to tell folks about?
Oh, gosh. I'll tell you what. Really, you can't go wrong down here. Yeah. There are so many. Pinning any one down. Caledonia, True Blue, the Dunes Club, Grand Dunes, courses at Barefoot. You know what? The one that just reopened, Tidewater. I haven't had the opportunity to get up there and play since they reopened it with the new greens. But that's a wonderful layout. It is, if there's a prettier course in the area, I don't know.
Right on the Marshway Waterway, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Look, my favorite course in the area probably depends on how I'm swinging the club.
No. Well, that's a good answer. I think I'm going to steal that one next time someone asks me as well. But Chris King from Myrtle Beach Golf Holiday, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, I appreciate you having me.
All right. This edition of Amateur Golf Talk Live has been produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, navigate over to our featured golf course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, their specials, and much more. And if you need help with your next golf vacation, give us a call here at 844-GO-GOLF-1. That's 844-GO-GOLF-1, 844-464-6531. All of our TGD programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand, so to catch up on any show you may have missed, click on the TGD Radio and TGD TV tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. This is Shan Coughlin, and on behalf of our guest, Mr. Chris King, our producers, Big D and Jeff behind the glass, thank you for tuning in. There is more TGD golf news and information coming up next, so don't go anywhere.
All right, guys, all clear?